The community gathering to remember a woman killed in a shooting in North Omaha over the weekend. This was the scene earlier this evening, 24th and Lake. The details are that early Saturday morning, Omaha police say officers arrived in the area to find 28-year-old Jamise Thompson shot. Medics rushed her to the hospital where she died. Authorities also found another victim, a 16-year-old near Florence Boulevard in Lake. He went to the hospital and is expected to survive. If you know anything that could help investigators solve this case, call Omaha Police.